If you have ongoing exposure to controlling people, it's a virtual certainty that you're going to experience blurry boundaries, which is why I've created the extensive online course called This Is Me, Establishing Boundaries with the Controllers in Your Life. There's a link below that will give you all of the details, and I hope that you would find it therapeutic. Today I want to tackle a question, and it's one that I'm guessing you've had on your mind at times too, and that is, if narcissists are so special as they want you to think, then why do they run so many people off? You would like to think if they were as unique and as highly qualified and desirable as they think that they are, that they would have more and more people flocking towards them. Short term, sometimes they can pull that off, but over the long haul, they tend to run people off left and right, but they never get it, so they just go on to the next pool of people that they can draw upon, and they just keep doing it over and over. You see, I hope that in your world you have some people who are truly attractive. And when I say attractive, I mean much more than just in the physical sense, that there's something appealing about who that person is, and you're drawn towards them psychologically. There's just a kindred spirit that you can have. Narcissists are not attractive in the sense that they don't bring you in for the right reasons. They ultimately become repulsive. And it's like, get me away from this. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Why is that? Let's see if we can run through some reasons that will help explain why narcissists want to think of themselves as special, even as they keep chasing people out the back door. Now, the first thing I'm going to focus in on is, first you need to realize in the narcissist world, there's room for one special person. And you know who that is. It's like, to them, it's like, well, for me to be special, I have to have people that are beneath me and who are my minions. And so the more you can see that in me, then that makes me okay. They might deem you to be special for a period of time, but even so, it's in direct proportion to you acknowledging how special they are. So in other words, all they're looking for is props and, flying monkeys, people that are just going to mimic what they want you to think already. Another thing that makes narcissists repulsive is they don't understand love at all. They mistake yearnings and cravings for love. When they say, I yearn to be with you, or I crave your attention, or I crave your affirmation, what they're looking for is not love in what the healthy individual thinks of. Basically, they think, well, this is something that I want. This is something that's going to prop me up. This is going to be something that's going to make me feel good. To them, that's what they refer to when they say, I love someone or something. Basically, it comes down to they tend to love the wrong things, or they tend to love, I put that in quotes, the right things, but in the wrong way. They have a very conflicted understanding of the mutuality that goes along with something like that, and over time that begins to reveal itself more and more clearly. Now, in addition, we can say that narcissists, when you engage with them, you realize they don't have an appreciation for your need for freedom. Over and over, you're going to find that there's an agenda that they have. There's a certain way you're supposed to feel and think. There's opinions you ought to have. Now, they can be free and have all sorts of preferences in front of them, but you need to stay inside the well-crafted box that they have constructed for you. And as long as you do that, then they're okay. They're okay. And yet for you, it's like, well, wait a minute. Don't I get a choice in this, particularly when it's my life? And can I have my own uniqueness and my separate distinctions? It's like, nope. Get inside this box and get inside the fence. You and I are going to do just fine. And that becomes a repelling kind of an ingredient. Now, in addition, obviously, you can see that with narcissists, they don't really look at relationships as being an us element, or they don't see the we factor in this. Constantly, when you are trying to engage with that narcissist, it's a one-way street. You're supposed to defer to me. And again, we go back to that sense of mutuality. There is no mutuality. They want to be respected. They don't really particularly care about giving you respect. And so it's like, well, a relationship means that you have determined that I really am somebody who, well, I've got a unique factor, and you just need to kind of keep going along with me, and you and I are going to get along just fine. And you're thinking, well, what about my unique factor? It's like, no, that's not in the equation. So that's how they think. Now, in addition to that, when you're in an ongoing relationship with these individuals, favor, at least you being in favor with them, is going to be doled out very conditionally. Basically, they can say, well, I'll be the friendliest person you ever met, or I'm going to be a very caring person, or I'm going to help you, and always with if you do this, or you think this, or you prioritize that. And so you find yourself in favor only as you conform to what their standards are. And again, it's like, well, would you like to do some of the same in reverse with me? It's like, no, as long as you think and prioritize like me, you and I are going to be good. And it doesn't dawn on them to say, well, I know that I want to have somebody tune into me. I'm going to do that with you. They don't think that way. Now, another really large reason that narcissists will eventually chase people off is, in their world, power. Dominance is the ultimate goal. I go back to them having a lack of understanding of love. Actually, we were meant for love, but they don't get that. Their thinking is, no, I was meant for power. I want to find people that I can dominate. I'm going to find people that I can tell what to do. And so as long as I have that, I'm really good. And so, again, it inhibits them from acknowledging the fullness that can come with many, many other ingredients beyond just power and dominance. Now, this leads to another thing that repels, and that is with narcissists, they do a lot of telling. They don't ask, well, tell me about you. Well, they might ask that so that they can then tell you what you're supposed to know. But there's a lot of telling. They're not really interested in having this collaboration. It's like, well, once I've explained things, I'm okay. I had this one person that I knew that did a lot of teaching in school settings and all, and I was actually talking about how good it is to have good discussions when you're in those kind of settings. And this guy just point blank said to me, he says, in my classes, we don't discuss. I just tell them what they need to know. Okay, that was a huge clue, but that's how so many of these people think. Then, over time, when we ask why do they chase people off, over time you begin realizing it's because they don't see me as a real person. I'm just a prop. I'm a tool. And so the narcissist is constantly thinking, what are you going to do for me? And they truly believe that it's okay, and that's not strong enough. They truly believe that it's necessary to define you. Here's the mold, stay inside of it. And by the way, whenever they establish the mold, the rules of engagement can continually change based on what their whim of the moment may be. And basically, you just kind of go with what they want. Another whim of the moment. There's this one woman in particular years ago who got married and then said to the new husband, "You realize now, when you get married, then you're close to the wife's side of the family." And he's thinking, well, what about my side of the family? Nope, that's the wife's side of the family. Well, she had a younger brother, and then when he got married, then the question was, well, is he going to have to be close to his wife's side of the family and not yours? And her response was, well, no, my family's unique. And so, in other words, I'm going to make the rule, and then when the rule doesn't fit, well, we'll just change the rule. That's how they operate. Now, over time, when you're with a person that just is repelling as opposed to attracting, something in your gut is going to want to say something like, I don't feel safe with this person. This person brings out the worst in me. I don't like how I feel and how I act and what's gurgling on the inside of me. The longer I'm with this individual, being with this individual is little more than an energy drain. There's no way that I want to let my walls down with someone who thinks like that. That's when you know, okay, they're not, they may want to be special, but they're actually chasing you away. Sometimes when you're in a situation like this with a person, you need to have what I refer to as the DTR conversation, define the relationship. And you want to sit down and say, hey, look, I know that you and I are not on the same page. Let's talk so that we can have a meeting of the mind and a sense of full understanding of one another. That's virtually never going to happen with the narcissist. In fact, it's at those moments when you're going to begin to pick up on their rage and their anger. How dare you come against me? Or nobody has the right to tell me that I don't do everything exactly correct. So the efforts to define the relationship fall flat. One of the problems that you can have when you're with this kind of person that becomes repulsive is you can have too much of a sense of loyalty, in the sense that you want to have a goodness and well wishes towards that other individual. But when that loyalty becomes little more than a feeling of hard duty and hard obligation, and you feel like you're inside a cage, then you're going to want to ask, how do I break free out of this cage? Loyalty is good up to a point, but not to the point where you wind up losing yourself. So when we ask, if narcissists are so special, why do they run so many people off? Actually, it's because deep down, they don't feel special, which is why they put so much pressure on you to affirm them. Do you catch that? Actually, what they're saying is, you're the special one because you're the one that can pronounce goodness upon me. I'm not, because I need it so desperately. I don't have it from the inside out. They cannot understand that insight to save their life. And so that being the case, we're going to say, okay, you have this false need to appear special, but you don't understand respect and dignity and civility and honor. I mean, not in the least. I get it. I see it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my psychological and emotional energies to someone who does understand that. I'm sorry that you have such a weak interior that you must have props to keep you moving forward, but I'm not going to be your prop. Now, I hope that videos like this can give you some good insight, good awareness of what you might be up against. If you've not already hit the subscribe button, I would encourage you to do so. We're going to keep more videos coming your way. The more you see what's going on in front of you, then the more it allows you to be that aware person who can make healthy adjustments for yourself. Sometimes as you're doing that, you know that you might need some therapy. And you know, I've been sponsored for years. I'm a therapist. I'm retired from my counseling practice, but I so believe in it. There are times when that therapist can help you find insights that you might not have known or understood on your own. As the need is there, we have a link below to the people at BetterHelp.com, and they have a whole team of licensed professional therapists that can assist you. Please get the assistance if that's something you would need. Also, I've put together courses, and the reason I do so is it's an extension of who I am and how I think, and it comes so much out of my counseling experiences. Each course has at least 25 videos. Each video has handouts and guided questions, ready, set, connect, about having healthy connections, free to be, finding yourself despite the controllers. This is me about setting boundaries. We also have my webinars that are on my website, along with access to our podcast, lots of articles. When I say lots of articles, lots, and also my books, etc. Okay, guys, narcissists are saying, hey, I'm really unique and I'm really special, when in fact, deep down, what they're really implying is I am so desperately needy. They don't have good insight, but that being the case, I'm hoping you can have the insight that says, I know what I'm dealing with, and in the process, what I'm going to do is I'm going to act upon what my gut tells me, and then move forward with a sense of us, me taking care of myself. And in doing so, I'm hoping that you can find your steadiness despite their lack of it. And in the end, you can become the person of peace that they're not able to join you with. But I hope you find your peace.